Hey guys, Tuesday, March 12th, U.S. session close. Let's look at natural gas and see what happened. Boy, look at that head fake they gave us. Even they caught me. I'll show you what happened today in my world. But you see, this is a log scale, and we failed the anchored VWAP and that trend line, and they pushed it lower. So they took out that low. Look at the volume. The bears are getting even more aggressive. And all to the bears, even above average. So that's not bad. A simple glance, nothing's really changed negative. The only thing is that we are now below the 20 SMA. We broke the mobile band. So you can see that now the mobile bands are red. Everything is now pushing to the downside. How low? We'll see. This is Woody's pivot right here, 167, S1 on the weekly. Let's see if that's going to hold. But my interest is on the 4 hour. So there's a couple of things here. On the 4 hour, we put our Andrew's pitchfork, and we broke this angle right here and pushed even lower. So there's a couple of things. It could now test this and fail and push even harder, take out that low of 169, or penetrate and kind of push higher from here. Maybe this is like a bear trap. A bear trap. So those are the things you want to keep an eye on. Another thing also is, let's see, maybe not the shift. Let's see if I could fix this here. At a property, we have a shift, so now we have even a modified shift. This is the last one of the line of defense, and it's even more adjusted, and now you have this leg down here. So worst case scenario, they could just push it even tomorrow, and this will probably be your last support, 167, around there. That's all, all speculation. Gann square, using the 4 hour chart, broke the 25%, and you got the 50%, which is the $1.65. Big support down here if it gets down there. I don't know. I'm very mixed on what could happen tomorrow. So I am going to show you what I'm doing to see if it's going to play out or not. So I'm going to limit my risk. Looking at the midpoint chart, you can see that right here, this is a level 168, $1.68. And the 1/3 kicked in today. So I'm guessing from here we turn around. I was going long here when this pullback came. I bought it at 179, and it pulled back a little bit, and then it went up. And then when I saw this big candle come down, I was like, oh, let me just raise my stop just in case. Put it right under here, under this low. And you know what? I got stopped out for a little small loss. And then it started going down, and then that's when I went short. And the target I had was 170. And it went down to 169. So I'm waiting to see if 169 holds over the overnight. And if it does, I am going to go in long. So I'm going to be watching it and see what happens there. But this is the way trading is. Statistical calendar told us, that it was a bullish day, but not by much, 0.11%. And the weekday was bullish. But today, so this is what I'm seeing. So they kind of gave us a head fake, pushed it down. Now, if this plays out, because it's a big bullish day for whatever reason that is statistically, they pushed us down to get all the weaklings out. And if this plays out, they'll push it higher in the overnight or tomorrow in the U.S. session. But that's all going to depend, that we get above 176 and above the VWAP. Now, if you're risky, you can watch out for 169. I'm going to show you why 169 is interesting. 169 is the 315 degree right here on the square of 9 on Gann. So if you go in at 169, put your stop in, somewhere around here, because you don't want you don't want to go broke with the Black Widow. But if 169 doesn't hold, it's obviously going to go test 163. And that's this level right here, 162, 163. So you see that it stopped on the weekly pivot at 169, the 315 degree right here. Now, if this holds and the statistical calendar is going to give it some Momo, and it's going to play out, this should hold. But if this starts pushing lower, then obviously you're going to go to 163. And if it gets really crazy, maybe 157. But if this holds in the overnight and it starts making higher highs and higher lows, it's getting ready to rip all the bears and shoot higher. So 176, that's what right here. So that's the zero line. So you're right back at the zero line. And I'm seeing, by just guessing, 176 bullish and maybe target 183 if it's going to be a good rip. But obviously, you're going to have to test, the 182, 184 around there to 188. But at least for tomorrow, just looking at, let's close this out. Yeah, at least you got to get above 176 and above the VWAP, kind of like what was playing here, but it didn't play out. They just shot it even lower. But let's say if it gets above all this here, you got 183, 82, which is this level right here to take out. You got probably 184, 186, and 189. But if it's not going to play out the way I think it is, then you know what? They'll push it to 166 and 163. 163 is your 270 degree right here. 270, yep. Because this is your 180. So yeah, this is the risk. This is where you're going to probably be playing around for tomorrow, but the key is to hold 169. That's my game plan. Let's see how it plays out, but it was a rough one, man. I thought we were going to start moving and grinding higher, but they tanked it and pushed it lower. I got a little, chunk of it, but that was my target down there. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'm going to sign out. I'm looking at Bitcoin because Bitcoin is moving, and I am seeing some pros and some cons to the Bitcoin. So I'm working on a video on that, but I'm taking time. I'm looking at data and looking at a lot of stuff just to make a good educated guess if I'm going to trade this thing or not. Well, I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.